What's good, people? We out here, man. This is the set off of Hoop.
Queenz,
You already know.
Hoop, that is. It's your
Facts.
girl Bree live and shooter, ready to
Facts.
go.
Facts. Where they can find you at, Bree? Give me your social media real quick.
It's Bree live 24/7 on all streaming platforms, on all platforms, on everything. BRILIVE 247.
Facts. Facts. And it's your boy Shooter, man. Y'all know where to find me at Tree Culture and at Tree Culture _ Studios with a K. So that's TREEKULTURE.
Yes, sir.
For sure, for sure. And this is our show, man. It's called Hoop Queenz. And we talking about everything women's basketball.
Yes, sir.
From the jits
to the
on up.
To the women's, the grown women down to the kids.
For real. So we're gonna jump right into it. Give them a little background about yourself, Bree. Like where you come from, like what's your involvement in basketball and stuff like that.
So I was a hooper growing up. I was raised in Palm Beach. I hooped out in like for Wellington Lakes. I had like played for different AAU teams and programs. Eventually after high school, I took some time off, started just training and like more into the media, that's why I'm here. But I always had a passion for the game, and then it developed into coaching. And now I'm coaching a great team and just helping players develop their skills and life coaching and just keep growing and being better, you know, and just so the game got me hooked, you know.
Right. And for me, I mean, I'm an OG, man. Like I've been hooping all my life, man. Like middle school, high school. I ain't really do no college. You know what I'm saying? I strayed off the path. But I got 3 kids, and all my kids is hoopers. My oldest son, he played high school ball in New York City, Christ the King. My oldest daughter, she played high school ball at Calvary Christian Academy. She's now currently one of the guards for Indiana State University. You know what I mean? She's in her senior year. Prior to that, she played Division II HBCU at Livingstone. And my youngest one now, she's following the family tradition. She's a varsity player at Western High School over in Sunrise, Florida, West Sunrise. And I like the game. I follow the game. I'm 10 toes into the game, you know what I'm saying? So that's kind of like my background and where I come from with it.
No, that's real. You know, the game, no matter how far you go, it always brings you back, right?
Of course. The game, if the game is in you, the game is in you.
Yeah, it's with you forever. That's facts.
Yeah. So now I know, like, it's high school season now starting up. We're back to school, first week of school. How you feel? I know you say you're assistant coach somewhere. Like, how you feel about starting back up and looking forward to this high school basketball season?
I'm a bit excited, honestly, because my girls did great last year. Definitely almost got there, but I think right now with the loss that we took when we did go to states, I think it settled in, and now they're just back and ferocious. They've been working out all summer. They've been doing what they had to do, getting better. Just all the mistakes that they made last year, anything that their weak points, I feel like they strengthened them. And now we're just like back to get into conditioning, and I feel like they're ready, you know. So I'm just excited to see how they do and how they perform and how they just keep excelling. They're all getting offers, you know, and that's the best thing. Like forget yes, we just want the championship and all that, but the opportunity to go to the next level is a blessing. You know, that's what you can't, you know, you put a price on. So that's amazing.
Of course, and even for me with my girls, like, we've always talked about really basketball being a bridge to a free education next level. You know what I'm saying? Going to somewhere, to a college that we may or may not be able to afford as parents, but it's like, just use that as a stepping stone to say, I want to go to this college, I want to go to this college. Even if you don't want to play professional ball, use that to get a free education to the next level. You know what I'm saying?
And that's real, you know, because that's one thing. One of my seniors just went off. She's actually leaving today. I just seen her, and I was like wishing her off, you know. And then it's like the main thing is just like get the education, and make sure you're disciplined. Make sure make the sacrifice now for when you are in your 20s, your early 20s. You're gonna be able to have more options at 23, 24 once you get that degree, you know.
Absolutely.
So that's something we're pushing up on the kids. Is like, yo, this little sacrifice now is going to be worth it and set the foundation for the rest of your life.
Absolutely.
It's funny because we just had an event with the Hoopers. This is a little off the wall tangent, but I met a lady on the court when we were doing the event.
Over here on the beach?
Yeah, and she played in college, right? And now she's a lawyer. But she was like, the foundation that is set in college, every day she wakes up and works out, you know, like, or at least a couple of times a week, she knows she's waking up and working out. And that's the same foundation that you could use for the rest of your life. That's going to give you that discipline and just put you above a lot of people who are just, you know, day to day, who didn't get that experience.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, in most things in life, not only sports, but it's consistency is the key.
Yeah.
When you wake up every day and you stick to a regimen and you consistently do it, now it becomes habit. It becomes part of your life. Now you wake up and you do it without even thinking about it. You don't gotta be like, yo, I'm gonna set my alarm. You don't even need an alarm clock no more, because you're gonna wake up your body, your mind, everything is trained and programmed to say, yo, this is what I'm doing. I'm on my regimen. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
For real, for real. But I'm excited for the high school basketball season. Well, not only high school, but college as well.
Yeah.
But like I said, my daughter, she go to Western High School. Last year, she was a freshman. They went to regionals. They lost regionals. You know what I'm saying? When she came in, they lost a lot of seniors. So she came in with 2 or 3 other freshman girls. So they really had a strong freshman class. And nobody really expected them to go to regionals. So now that they went to regionals, it's kind of like they're setting the bar. So now this year, it has to be regionals and better.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I'm excited for them. They set the tone. They got a couple of new pieces coming in that seen them and say, oh, we want to play with y'all. We want to, you know what I mean? So I'm definitely excited. And even with the college, like I said, my oldest daughter, she Indiana State University. She's starting her senior year.
Nice.
And I'm excited. Like, she played Division II her whole entire time. Now to be at a Division I and just to be working out over the summer, like, she's loving it. Like, the atmosphere, the environment, the regimen, the knowledge, like, she's soaking it all up and she's loving it. Like, she's excited. And all the games gonna be on ESPN Plus. So you know, I'm like, oh my God, to see a kid on TV on ESPN Plus.
That's like what? Proud parent moments on Proud Parent Moments.
Fact. So if y'all know me, y'all know what time it is, man. Y'all know when them games is on. We're going to be running them games at the spot. So pull up.
No, we definitely got to take a trip and see it live in action.
Of course. That's a guarantee. Like, if I ain't doing that, then I don't know what I'm doing.
So do they play any teams down here in South Florida?
Nah, because they conference, I forgot the actual name. I think it's the Mayak Conference. But their conference is more in the Midwest. So they play like Baylor, teams like that's in Illinois, Kentucky, Indiana, Virginia, like that area.
That area. You know what I'm saying? So that northern area.
They don't come down this far. Now, who knows? If they make the NCAA tournament. I don't know where it's going. Where's it at this year? Do you know?
Oh, I wouldn't know. I gotta do my research.
We're gonna check that out. We're gonna find out. But if they make the tournament, that's even better. That's even.
You're right. Woo! We really turn into cheerleaders.
Facts. So how do you feel about the state of female basketball, like from the lowest level to the highest level? Like, what's your thoughts on that?
I'm happy to see the development and how, like, more notoriety we're getting, more exposure, and how they're marketing, like the WNBA more, even like collaborating with the NBA more and things like that. And just the skill set of women and girls just working harder, like competing at a higher level, doing more skill tricks and stuff like that. But I still feel like there's more to go, because as far as we still need, you know, I'm not saying off rip we're going to be getting paid as much as the NBA players or some of the men, but, you know, just more of a professional athlete standpoint of, like, it shouldn't be, you know, just like a regular 9 to 5. I still need a side hustle if I'm a professional.
Yeah, like, I'm a professional athlete and I gotta still go get a job. I can't pay my rent. Like,
so as far as like the struggling athlete thing, we don't want to see that. We want to see like more opportunities in the long run, and even just educating them properly as far as with financial literacy and investing their money properly, you know. And I think that's a big deal, especially now that so much younger players are getting these opportunities. You don't want them blowing through the money or risking certain things. So I like seeing like the development, but I feel like, you know, it's a stepping stones. We just kind of keep on building upon it, you know.
And I agree with you. I think that we just really scratching the surface of what women's basketball is destined to become.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's only a matter of time because, like you said, like honestly, minus the dunking, like the skill set and the movement and the ball handling and the shooting is just as up there with the men. Like,
so I don't know, were you the one who said it? I recently been hearing this multiple times, like to lower the rims for women so that dunking is more incorporated, because ideally guys are way taller, you know. So why do we have the same level hoop? Like if we lower to 9 feet, then women are actually going to be, you're going to get more dunkers, you know. So like, what do you think about that? I know it's a little off.
Me personally, I don't like it, and it's not based off of that. But I'll tell you, for me, what I've come across just with my girls, right? I don't like the fact of it being a difference, because then we start to separate the skill set, right? And I'll give you an example. The girls' ball is smaller than the boys' ball, right? But when my girls go to the park and they play rec, they play with a boys' ball, because that's what the overall consistency is going to say. Oh, this is a regular size basketball. We're going to play with this. So if they train and they work out and they do all this stuff on a smaller ball or a lower hoop, when it comes time for them to play regular, like say rec ball or at the park or whatever,
like all-star games and things like that.
Yeah, it's kind of, it throws them off, because now you're playing on two different rims, you're playing with two different size balls, you know what I'm saying? I think if it's not like a kid ball, it should be one basketball for all hoopers and one level.
So you think with the women's ball that women should just be playing with a men's ball?
Absolutely.
Because even on the higher level, they're still playing with women's balls, you know?
I know. But that for me, and I'm just saying, like for I see girls at the park, and like they'll go to the park and they'll have rec ball, like they'll play with the dudes, you know what I'm saying? And I see them sometimes, and I see them struggle, and they be like, "Yo, I can't, like I'm not used to this ball. It's a little bigger. Like I can't get my, you know what I mean? It throws them off a little bit.
You gotta like warm up with that ball
first. And men don't have that. So at some point, if we're gonna have equality, we're gonna have to say, yo, it's one ball, it's one hoop, it's one, and we can't say, yo, you a female hooper, you play with the small ball. We gotta say, nah, you a hooper, I'm a hooper. We playing with this ball and on this rim, let's hoop. You know what I'm saying? Because dunking is only one aspect.
I get that, but as far as like, I kind of was like, that would be interesting to see, because we do have a smaller ball. You know, if we are like mainly going to be practicing with other women, if the community is growing, you know, and now we're trying to like be able to have like a more competitive edge, it would be cool to see, because it's kind of, I don't want to say it's lowering the standard, but it's just more of it's making it reasonable for women's bodies. You know, it's not as challenging, because like you said, like we're not built like men. You know, so as far as if you want to see more tricks and highlights, I think that would be given opportunity. But then it's like, yeah, it does kind of limit you as far as, okay, if I am on a 10-foot rim, or if I am actually playing with a men's ball.
I think you know, it may be a solution. Maybe they should try it one year, like in an All-Star game. Bring out a lower rim and see if they could have some girls practice in secret, like during the year, and be like, this year we're gonna have a dunk contest or whatever. Bring out a smaller hoop and see how it works. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if I'm really.
You're feeling it gotta be the OG original style.
Yes. And then the problem is, and I don't want to say the problem is, but one of the nuances that they're gonna run into is that, like sometimes with high school basketball, the girls play first and the boys play second. Now it's like, we gotta
change
we gotta get a whole, I don't know how to rim set up, because sometimes
it's just like those things that go down.
It just fold up and fold down in this regulation size. Now I gotta, you know what I mean?
Readjust to that. So that's weird. And even with the college campuses, them sharing like
facts,
stadiums and stuff like that.
Facts. So you mentioned something earlier about like like financial literacy and stuff like that for the females, and I agree, because even with the men, a lot of the men have to learn that type of thing, because some of them, a good majority, come from, medium income households. You know what I mean? And when you give a 19, 21, 25-year-old kid 100,000, 200,000, 300,000, a lot of times if you don't teach them the financial literacy of what to do with it, they end up blowing it. Because eventually, the right now the average salary, I think the beginning salary in the WNBA is like 76,000.
Yeah, I think like it's less than 6 figures.
Yeah. But I know they were talking about raising it minimum to like 250. But then with the endorsements and the TV deals and all that things coming, these women soon gonna be making millions.
Yeah.
And I agree with you. Like, we have to put things in place for them to be able to have financial literacy, to be able to say, yo, this is the amount of money you got. Let's be able to invest it smarter so that you may not have to get a job 5 years down the line or 10 years down the line or whenever you stop playing ball.
Yeah, there's like more opportunities afterwards. You know, and I think that's a big deal. And I wouldn't even like limit it to just women, but just where we actually like have to go through a lot of it as far as like the unbalance when it comes to the high level players and even the high level players, their money's come from their sponsorships and not necessarily their salary. So it's like, just getting that balance, but also even with the men's, even with other sports, it's like you said, they're young players and they have all this money, and adults have the guilty thing of, if you win the lottery, you might blow through it. So it's like really balancing it out long term and giving them opportunities, job placement, this and that. Like what is the long term afterwards? You know, like what's the pension plan?
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
You know, so
and even going into like couple that with now the college players and high school players is getting these NIL deals. Now you're talking about kids that's even younger. Now possibly touching a few 100,000 or a few million and things like that. So that's gonna really come into play. How you feel about like the NIL money and college and high school athletes having the ability to get paid, through the school or through sponsorships? Like, what's your take on that?
I think that's great an opportunity because, like, even me when I was playing in high school, it's still a sacrifice. It's work. You can't even get a regular job most of the time. If you're a full-time athlete, you can't really get money like that. You can't have a little side job because it's school, basketball. You're doing trips, going in different places. So I think it's a good opportunity to like give them a little incentive, but it's also like you said, the management of it. So I think that's when the parents really have to really hone in, learn certain things as far as how to manage their kids, or even with like agents or trainers or coaches, you really have to put that trust in them so that they could have your kid on the right path and utilizing these resources the right way to have that long-term longevity, so.
Listen, and coming from being a parent athlete, like, it's a fucking full-time job for me. Like, it's a second job for me to say, yo, I gotta get him to practice. I gotta pick him up from practice. I gotta take him to workout. I still gotta take him to school every day. Then on the weekend, they got 2 a day, practice here, workout here, and at the same time, they're kids. So they still want to have a little social life. They want to go to the movies. They want to go here. They want to go there. So I definitely agree with you. Like, it's definitely a student athlete is a full-time job. Real full-time student, full-time athlete. Like, it consumes your entire day. Like, my daughter comes home and she's beat. Like, she shower, she eat, and she like, I'm done.
Out of there.
Holler at me tomorrow. Like,
it's work. It's real work that you're putting in. So it's good to have that incentive because it's like, when they're going to the next level, they already have that discipline from it, and they're kind of used to it, so it's not like a shock. So that's a good thing as well. But again, and that's an incentive for the parents too. Hate to say, because the parents are the ones who are initially putting that investment throughout high school. And I already, from one season of AAU, I know the parents is like, listen, yo, that's a check. So
we might got to talk about AAU in the next episode.
Yeah, like, that's what I'm saying.
That's going to consume one whole episode in itself, because is a definitely parents. You might have to take out a loan.
Yeah, for
you
sure.
might have to
you're gonna have
hustle
to
on the side.
borrow some money, do fundraising.
Listen,
so it's like,
bring your grill to the games and sell jerk chicken in the parking lot if you got to. Like,
you gotta sell some waters at the game, something, because it's like it's really it's costly. And I get it. It's like it's to get that exposure because college is expensive. So if I have the opportunity to get my kid free college, yes, I'm gonna make that sacrifice. But at the end of the day, if my kid is competing at this elite level, it is a job for both of us. So
100%.
a reward incentive is amazing. You know, that's great.
100%.
You know?
100%. How you feel about like the women's collegiate level? Like, do you have a favorite team? You have a favorite player? You have a favorite, like, is there anything this year coming up you excited about, like, collegiately?
I definitely want to see how UConn is with their new team, you know, with not having Paige and everything. As far as even with South Carolina and LSU, that's kind of like I'm curious about, because you know, as like with Fuller switching schools and stuff like that, like I want to see, like, was it worth it? You feel me? So it definitely, I'm kind of interested in that kind of. I feel like it caused a rivalry in a way, you know.
Listen,
so it seemed.
Okay,
So I feel like Myasia is like one of my like.
Oh, Fuwali?
Yeah, Fuwali. Like, so like seeing her play, like I kind of want to see how like that goes in, you know, like.
For sure. I'm excited. I think more so to see Juju get back in, man.
Oh, that's where
I want to see Juju after the injury, because she may be arguably the best player in college basketball right now. You know what I mean? There's others that you can argue, and I think her having an injury last year kind of gave the NCAA a little out in terms of who was going to win, because I think she was on the verge of coming for some people next.
Nah, they were competing heavy,
sure.
So
she was coming for some next.
But I think that is going to come back with a vengeance now. So it's going to be cool to see that. Definitely, I'm rooting for her.
I'm excited. They just had a thing. You know, both of my daughters, they follow like all type of girls in basketball and all type of teams. But her old coach, she's now in Tuskegee. They just had in New York City, Rucker Park. They just had an HBCU girls collegiate all-star game.
Really?
And Rucker over the weekend. Like, I wasn't there, but I seen some pictures. Like, I followed them on IG. Like, it looked amazing. Like, it was great to see them have that type of all-star game, like at Rucker Park, outside the middle of New York in the summer.
It's crazy. This is the first summer I really like go to New York yet. And it's like, that's the one thing I love and I miss. Like, this is the first summer in a minute I ain't go out there and like check some stuff. But it's like, yo, it's I love that culture. That brings the love back. Like, sometimes like there's times like I ain't probably hooping a minute and I go to New York and I'm like, yo, I come back and like, yo, let me ball out. Like, so definitely that's dope to see. I gotta tap in with stuff like that, and like we gotta cover some games like that for go pull up to some pop-outs.
Facts. We definitely all the way in tune, man. And now we closing out to the closeout of the WNBA season. Who you got winning the WNBA championship?
That's a tough one. I got some like favorites, but that, you know, like I feel like fan favorites. I really love Liberty. They're a solid team. And I like the Sparks. You know, I feel like that's like bandwagoning, but that's a tough. But
I think Liberty might win it though.
Yeah, but Liberty got a solid team. I've been wanting to go to one of those games. I always have.
They might win it though. For real. I like them. I like them to win it. But don't sleep on the Las Vegas Aces, man.
The Aces be balling.
My favorite player in the WNBA right now, Aja Wilson.
Really?
Oh my!
But she's like one of the top players though. She be killing it.
No, she is the top player. Like, it's not even close. Yo, she played the other night on her birthday. It was like her 30th birthday. She dropped 30 points and 20 rebounds. Like, and she been dropping 30.
She was dropping.
Like, bang, 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 yo. Yo, it's
She be
crazy
balling.
what she doing right now. Like
She really
she's really putting on for women's basketball. Like
Mm.
I know like a lot of casual fans will say like they like Caitlyn
Yeah.
and
But I feel like
Angel
they're new
and
players, you know, like cause
yeah, but Aja, the fans is and she just came out. She dropped some sneakers. Just
yeah, I seen those. She got some dope sneakers.
Fire.
Yo,
them joints is fire for real.
I heard those sneakers. I
I'm
heard
messing.
Angel Reese dropped some dope sneakers too.
And that's another thing. That's what I like is that you have these big brand companies now, Nike, Puma, Adidas, like they starting to stand behind these women and give them their own branded sneaker. You know what I'm saying?
Because even the Sabrinas, like those.
You know, all the high school girls was going crazy over Sabrinas.
My players, each of my players at least got one pair, if not multiple pairs.
I think every girl who's a hooper got a pair. One pair.
I got a pair too. So like those are dope. But I just like the way they look. They just like look crisp and nice. Like that design was like perfect. Like you know, like
for sure. But what do you think about? Because recently they've been having a lot of shit going on. Like people been throwing dildos on a goddamn court.
I didn't know how severe it is. It's an epidemic now at this point. Nah, it's crazy because like it's like I don't know if it's there are certain times we'd be like, you know, anything is good for marketing, you know, but like that is like, yeah, we're getting so much controversy and different things. But it's like, how? It's just my question is like, how? Who thought of like, yo, you know, today I'm gonna go to a WNBA game and I'm gonna throw a dildo. like, who came up with that?
Yo. That's crazy.
Who chose? Like, yo, I'm about to put this in my bag or put this on.
Because it had to be premeditated, unless you're just walking around with a dildo in your pocket. Like,
but maybe you know, because like I don't know if it's because you know lesbians are in WNBA and different things like that, and maybe they were.
Yeah, but
they carry it, or was it starting with a girl who did it? Was it a dude? Like it's just there's so much questions I have for that, but it's just crazy. Like we gotta put some more respect on.
Yeah, it's. I mean, we laugh about it, you know what I mean? But I think it's really disrespectful to the women and to the women's game because the person who initially did it, everybody was like, because even the girls on the court, they was like, oh my God, you see that? It was like a neon green or like, neon purple, something like, you like, oh my God, because they was like, oh my God, you see it? But now it's like, it's borderline disrespectful. They doing it at every game. And now they got the thing, they just had the thing on the news where they looking for a dude. He threw the dildo and it ain't make it to the court and hit a minor, like a 15, 14-year-old girl in the back of the head.
And it's like, now it's becoming a problem, you know?
Now he about to get a whole charge.
Yeah,
arrest on the news, face in front of the TV.
For throwing a dildo.
Grown man bringing a dildo into the game to throw it onto the court.
And you ain't even got aim that you ain't making hit the court.
Like you, I was listening to one of the dudes was talking about it. It was like, yo, where was he sitting at? Like, was he sitting in the nosebleed sections? Like, you
just like trying to super toss it. Like, what's going on?
Can't even make it. Like, come on, bro. Like, we're realistically though, we gotta do better. Like, put some respect on our female athletes the same way you put some respect on the male athletes, or you put some respect on female athletes in a different sport. In tennis, y'all don't throw dildos on the court, and this is probably a few lesbian tennis players, but y'all don't disrespect that game like that. You know what I'm saying?
You know, it's crazy. A random thing that happened. During like All-Star Week, they weren't letting some girls in from the WNBA into the club because they're like, we don't know who you are. You feel me? And it's just like that's what I'm saying. Crazy. It's just like a certain level of like notoriety that I feel like we still don't have yet. You know, it's still a level of like, all right, you guys are. It's like it's still a joke in certain aspects of like, okay, we're gonna like you're still trying to pick fun at this, but this is a real like these girls are really busting their butt. These girls are really like working for this status, so you gotta give them I feel like the respect that they need. But I don't know. I mean, I feel like as fans, are we taking it more personal, or like is it funny to them? Like, haha, like it's one of those like, oh, someone's streaking.
Yeah, I think so, but I think the problem is, it's like anything else that if you don't get a hold of it, like the first time, it was a joke, and everybody was like hee hee ha ha. The fans, the players, everybody hee hee ha ha. But then you see when you don't take control of the situation, what starts to happen?
They start
Now
making
more people doing it. Now somebody get hit. Now somebody going to jail. Now the parents of the kid want to have a lawsuit. You see what I'm saying? Like it becomes too much.
And you still gotta realize it's like a family friendly event, you know. So it's like
course.
now you have to explain to your kid what is a dildo. Like if they
now, just imagine you sitting at the game. I'm with my daughters and we watching the game and they hit poop in the back of their head.
And like, what is that?
What the hell is that? A dildo. Now I'm tight because now I'm looking around, but you got 10,000 people behind
you don't know who it is,
like,
and then and now your kid's like, what is this?
That's what
and
I'm
then
saying.
You're like, nothing.
Right. But like you said, it's still a family fun event. Like it's not a 21 to get in where it's an adult situation.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
You have kids there, so it's like, definitely got to regulate that, and that's something like,
of course,
you gotta just put respect on the game, and I
that's
think,
a fact.
And security too, you gotta just be more mindful or whatever they gotta do in order to make sure people ain't coming in strapped.
Yo, they gonna start getting the pat down now. A dildo like a weapon now at the arena. You going there if you want to.
Strapped up for real.
I won't be surprised if somebody be in the front at a selling dildos. Like, yo, we got dildos for sale.
Oh, that's crazy. That'll be that's wild.
Yo, unbelievable.
That's hilarious. That's sad but funny as hell.
But yeah, I definitely love though at the Women's All-Star game how they all was in support. They all had the shirts on, pairs what you owe us.
Yeah,
like I mean, and that's the reality, man. These players, they take a lot of abuse from the fans. You know what I mean? They sacrifice a lot through the same as any other athlete, probably through middle school, through high school, through college, through not being able to work, through basketball as a student athlete is their full-time job, not making no money. And now they get to the level of saying, this is my dream and my aspiration. And it's still like,
I'm not getting paid enough.
I'm still
getting paid. I can't buy a home off rip. I still have to drive certain cars. I
crazy.
And I'm not saying, you get the Lambo off rip, but you should be able to have like a luxury car, a nice home, a condo, something.
At least a home.
Yeah.
Even if you can't get even if you gotta get the BMW and that's it. At least you say, you know what? At least I can afford a house
and a car, a nice car. All my living expenses is covered. And mind you, like you're making a sacrifice for like a lot of these people. Sometimes they're in positions of, I came from the mud. I'm coming from poverty. I'm coming from different things. So you have people. You got mom, dad. You got sisters, brothers, family, aunties, uncles, cousins. All this like that. They might rely on you, or they're looking for you to help them out. So it's like, as far as we have to be in a position that there is an incentive that I'm able to do for myself
100%.
Because I'm doing for the community. I'm doing so much, So
100%.
it's like, hopefully it continues to grow. But I definitely feel like in the next couple of years, because even just seeing the development these past couple of years, you're gonna see I feel like the change has to come. It's inevitable.
Absolutely. I think we see it year by year, because if you look at 3 years ago, what the game was and the fan base and even like the games being broadcast, like it was hard for you to catch a WNBA game on TV or anywhere. Now they just signed a $2 billion TV contract that's supposed to kick in next year. So I think that's gonna help up the wages. You know what I mean? So now they got their own WNBA. They got the league pass. They on some of the games is on ABC, ESPN, stuff like that. So I think every year as they develop, I think eventually they'll get to that point where the average salary will be 500,000 a year type of thing. You know what I'm saying?
And I think it's also with us as fans too, as us as supporters. We going to the games, we buying the merchandise, we hyping it up, we reposting, and we you know, we're doing our due diligence as well, because that's why the NBA is able to make this much money. That's why the baseball, soccer, all these other sports are able to make a lot of money, because they're bringing in the fans. You know, they're filling up the stadium. So we gotta do the same thing for our ladies. You know, so.
Facts. So y'all out there in basketball land, y'all heard it from the Hoop Queens, man. Keep supporting these ladies. Keep supporting their cause. Keep going out to the games, buying their jerseys, buying their sneakers. You know what I mean? Following them, liking their Instagram and comment. And stop throwing them dildos out there, man.
Please.
Whoever y'all is, stop it. It was a funny joke in the beginning. Now it's disrespectful. Stop it.
Yeah, let them know.
For real.
Or shooter coming for you, because we stay strapped as
well.
That's
a fact. That's a fact. So give them some final thoughts you got on the game.
Just play with heart, be disciplined, sacrifice is always worth it in the end. Be great and put God first. This is what I told my player today before she left. So it's like, just be great and put God first. Keep working, and everything you work for, you're gonna get that initial investment return and then some. So.
Facts. I'm gonna tell y'all what I always tell my kids. Enjoy playing the game. When the game is no longer fun, or the game is no longer enjoyable, then don't do it. While you're doing it, have fun doing it. Stick to your goals. Be consistent. You know what I mean? But most importantly, be happy. Be happy to play the game. Every time you step on the court, be the best that you could be, but have fun doing it. You know what I mean? And y'all know what it is, man. It's Hoop Queens. It's your boy Shooter. Catch me at Tree Culture and at TreeCulture_studios with an S.
Yes, and you know, it's your girl Bree Live. That's BRILIVE 247 on all platforms. So catch us with Hoop Queens. Good.
Y'all already know.
Shooter.
Hoop Queens.
Hoop. There it is. Hoop. There it is. You know the vibes.
Facts.